The fawn response doesn't just show up in big ways. It subtly influences our everyday lives, often making us constantly say yes when we're already exhausted. So you might find yourself taking on extra work or agreeing to overtime or picking up tasks that aren't yours, all to avoid disappointing your boss, facing conflict with colleagues or schoolmates, or people at a club or a church you belong to, simply because you're afraid to say no. And this leads us to feeling used, overwhelmed, and silently resentful towards them for not noticing and towards ourselves for saying yes yet again. So this session helps to acknowledge the burden of these daily agreements we get ourselves into and gently release the fear of disapproval. Begin to empower ourselves to set healthy limits, reclaim your time and energy, be able to easier say no. I just can't. Or not even I just can't. I can't. Can't do that this time. Check in with me next time. So see in the description box for some articles on how and why this works. There's science on it. And then rate yourself on 1 to 10. How do you feel about either saying no or the frustration with yourself for always saying yes? And we'll check back in after to see where that's at. So just take a deep breath. Tap with and repeat after me. Even though I constantly agree to extra tasks and end up feeling exhausted and overwhelmed, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I say yes to avoid disappointing others or facing conflict with them. I deeply and completely love and honor myself. Even though I get so frustrated with myself for not just saying no. I honor and love myself and drop the self-blame. Even though I feel used and overwhelmed by always taking on more. I acknowledge it all and begin bringing myself healing and the ability to say no. Even though I want to set limits and reclaim my time and energy, but feel like I'm not supposed to. I deeply and completely love and support myself in moving forward from these patterns. Constantly saying yes, I am making myself crazy. I'm always taking on extra work. I'm exhausted, I'm resentful, and I'm still scared to say no. I'm so afraid of disappointing people. And I end up disappointing myself also. I'm avoiding conflict at work, home, church, school, everywhere. So I end up feeling used and overwhelmed. Great. So I let it go now. This whole fawning response. Whatever triggers it, whatever started it, I drop it here. Releasing all the trauma that started the people pleasing. I'm also releasing all the trauma people pleasing for so long has caused me. Releasing any sadness, anger, fear, anxiety. Anything around fawning, I'm stopping it all, dropping it all. It's okay to say no. I'm okay to say no. I'm safe. It's safe to stop fawning now. I choose to honor my time, my energy, my desires. It's safe to say no. I'm allowed to say no. I give myself permission to say no. I am setting healthy boundaries. No more fawning, no more people pleasing. I am valuing my time now. I release any need for external approval. I validate me. I approve of my choices. I reclaim my peace and balance more and more every day. No more fawning, no more people pleasing. I live for my joy and make choices that support that. I am honoring my capacity now. My time for my likes. My time for rest and recuperating. I am confidently saying no when needed. No is a full sentence that I am allowed to use. Work, friends, home, hobbies, I am setting clear limits now. My time is mine and I value it and protect it fiercely. I am trusted and respected as I am. Anyone pushing past no is not respecting me, and that's on them to figure out. No. Just like that. No. I am managing my energy, my time, and my peace wisely. I am choosing balance when I say no. I am setting clear boundaries when I say no. I am honoring my energy, my time, my life when I say no. I am empowered in my daily life to say no. Say no. No. Yes. Yes, I can do that. Take a deep breath. See where you are on that 1 to 10 scale now. Releasing this yes habit is a huge way to reclaim your energy, your time, and your happiness in daily life. It's a powerful step towards authentic living, towards feeling balanced. Boss, spouse, friends, if it's not something you absolutely must do, because sometimes that happens, and you absolutely hate doing it, or you're just exhausted and need some free time in your calendar, it's okay to say no. Really, it is. Obviously, certain projects at work must be done by time, be done by a certain time. But if you don't have time for more, tell your boss. Ask, okay, of all that I already have, what do you want me to put on hold? What order do you want me to do this with? If your kids, of course, if you're, that they have sports and clubs and performances, you have to work that out with whoever the co-parent is, whether you're with them together or not, chores and cooking, and the car is in the shop, and doctor's appointments, whether we're single or with someone else, it's a lot, especially if you're also working or you are the only one doing it all at home, and but you don't have to do it all. Same with hobby groups or charities, your church asking you to head up another committee or plan the next outing, and if you can't, you absolutely just don't want to, talk about it. Who else can do what, that sort of thing. And if it's too much at home or, too much that you're doing on your own, you may need to discuss what needs to be dropped or adjusted or assigned elsewhere, especially if you're you don't have kids or pets or a partner, so it's all on you. Then you can look at some things and say, you know what, I can't do this, and that, and say that. You can do that. You're allowed to do that, because your peace of mind matters as much as anyone else's. And sometimes we're just in a flux or a place in life where there's just too much going on. And this thing that I usually love doing or have all the time in the world for, I just don't right now. And it's okay to say no. So remember that tapping is a process, so it may take a few rounds, as this literally rewires those neural pathways, those ingrained patterns that are there. But over time, they'll lose their power, as tapping overwrites that old negative trigger of automatically saying, yes, I've got that, sure, let me see what I can do, oh, I'll try, or whatever it is, instead into simply positive or simply, neutral responses to requests, or the emotions that it will rewrite your patterns to, so that you can say no, or at least give a real pause, to give a real think about it, or, pause long enough to say, I need to look at what else I have to handle, and I'll come back to you. All of which are perfectly reasonable and responsible and allowable responses, so that you can go back and tell them, I had to look, I just don't have time right now, or, I do really want to do this thing, but I'm not really interested in these. I need to go tell these people I need to back off this or that. And you haven't said no out of hand, just because you're overwhelmed about other things, when it really is something you want to do. So sometimes just being able to say, I need a minute to think about that, or especially like at work and whatnot, how much time you have, because you shouldn't be working overtime if you don't want to. If it's not a major project, you don't absolutely have to. You certainly shouldn't be working overtime if you're not getting paid for it. Being able to go to them and say, okay, but I have these 10 things you already given me, so what order do you want me to go in? And understand that not all this is going to get done. And it's, it depends on the situation. But take a look around on my channel for different playlists. I have an entire playlist, 30 days or so, on speaking up, whether you're speaking up at school or at work or with a partner or with family, and basically being able to say what it is that you feel or need help with, or then if nobody's going to help, then these things need to be cut because I can't do this, and this. There's a speaking up playlist. And then also feel those emotions as they're coming up and you're tapping. And if you realize you get down to 0, 1, whatever it is, and you're stuck on a specific thing, look around on the channel and see, if it's anxiety or tension. Maybe it's a fear of abandonment, that sort of thing. And if not, then let me know in the comments and I'll try to put a video out, you know, dealing with that particular issue that you may be having. And I will have a few videos coming out around this whole time frame over 5 or 6 weeks about fawning. I don't know in what order, so you can, you know, take a look around the channel for those, and also of course get, you know, subscribe, and you'll get notified as I put new videos out. And yeah, if you could like or leave a comment, it does help me as a channel. For that, I really am appreciative, and I will see you in the next video. Later.